First of all, I'd like to apologize for the video quality. It sucks. My commentary, it sucks. Plus, I stutter. So bear with me. I'll probably be paraphrasing. But I have a timeline chart and hopefully you can follow it. Now, one of the first things I want to talk about is, what day did Jesus really get crucified on? That's the million-dollar question. Now, I've been hearing ever since I've been growing up until now, Jesus died on Friday, 3 days later, rose early Sunday morning. I have a problem with that. How do you get 3 days from Friday to Sunday? Friday at 3 p.m. to early Sunday morning. I cannot get 3 days out of that. I don't care even if I use fuzzy math. I just can't do it. Now, this is what I came up with, and I hope that you can follow me on this. First of all, we need to dispel this rumor. I've heard that Jesus was going to rise after 3 days and 3 nights. That's not true, and that's not what he said. Read Matthew 12:40. Now, what he really said was he would rise again on the 3rd day. You can find that in Matthew 20:19 and other verses. Now, with that said, let's move forward. God made an ordinance with Moses and Aaron concerning all generations, and it's forever. Now, this is a commandment from the Lord, and it's for our generation especially. Now, I found this in the Old Testament in Leviticus 23, verses 3 through 6. But the key verses are 4 and 5. If you can't remember that, it's going to come into play. Also, Exodus 12, 2 through 14. The key verses are 2, 5, 6, and 14. Also, I found something interesting in Numbers 9, verse 12. All that is going to tie in together. Now, everybody got an opinion on what a day is. What is a day? Well, I found the answer by reading Genesis 1:5. It is very clear. 6 p.m. Evening turns into morning. One day turns into another. Very important to remember. Now, as we begin our timeline, about 6 days from the feast, this is about Friday going into Saturday, the Sabbath before the feast, which is around April the 9th. But let's focus on the very next day, which is Sunday the 10th. Why is this important? Well, first of all, it's 5 days before the feast, but really 4 days before the feast via 6 p.m. Now, it's Sunday and Palm is mentioned, which brings me to Palm Sunday. Some people call it Nisan, but we call it Palm Sunday. It was April 10th, Palm Sunday, and Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, and the people were glad to see him and receive him. You can read it in John 12, Matthew 12, other scriptures, and it's backed up by Zechariah 9:9. This is a good starting point. So we move on to the 11th, Monday, the 11th. Now, Jesus, he was healing, teaching, preaching, speaking in parables, doing miracles, praying, and fulfilling scriptures throughout. But on this particular day here, he left a very important clue. He told his disciples something was going to happen after 2 days. Now, you can find out what that was in Matthew 26, verse 1 through 5. And this helps establish the timeline, and it's very important.